the rare story with Cheyenne, the borzoi there, and some flowers there, lavender, chrysanthemum, and something else, I don't know what that is, mauve. And I was talking Belgium and some missed opportunities that I used to regret now that I'm going through classics of psychology and positive psychology especially. I realized that there isn't really so much to regret. First of all, I should reminisce and say Alhamdulillah, thanks God for so many great things that happened, and many did. In fact, there were some years, 30 something, when I said, well, this is enough. I mean, if this is all, it has been amazing, such a joyride. I've been involved with so many interesting, gorgeous women, one of which was supposedly at that time the most beautiful in the land. She was acclaimed as Miss Romania, the most beautiful of them all. Anyway, a very interesting character. There's another one who was even more sensational than that. There are some notes in, if you're really interested in the lineup up to here, in the previous chapters, so to say, Nikki, Nicole. And it was fabulous and such a great time with the Black Sea, with Adrian, with so many people out there, so many crazy things. Took part in a revolution, and then worked for the American embassy. We're getting to that point, in fact. And why do this thing which was a habit? Well, it's human, that's also regretting. In terms of Belgium, why instead of calling all the time this woman who was obviously on the way out of the picture, I mean, it was herself, she was most to, I don't know if it's not the issue of to blame, but she was the one who decided, but it was this mother who, I'm thinking, took advantage of the fact that she was finally home in Moldavia and spent those few months of holiday waiting to return to school, I mean to return to start school actually. And that's not for you, and you know it's not good, and you can do better, and I was into this thing so much, calling from Belgium, trying to make sure she would be there, and that's probably loud, so to say. But after some years, I kept regretting the fact that, well, in Belgium, we had this opportunity indeed. We went to this group, company, which was into the the cable TV business. Back home, there was only a national television, but then soon there will be more local programs available, and CNN, now there are 150 offered. Too much, that's also true. But still, one of these cable companies is number 2 or 3 or 4 biggest, in terms of biggest companies here, worth over $1 billion, maybe 4, 5, I don't know. And the others, those are also really big, and one was sold for a few $100 million. In other words, a deal there and then in Belgium could have meant a few tens of millions of dollars, a fortune, wealth. And I regretted that for some time. Now I realize that's not making a difference in terms of happiness. Indeed, quite often, those who have that have other problems. I'm time affluent now because I'm not involved in the business I'm in. The partner has more. He wanted from the beginning to be the one. He's the one calling the shots, obviously, since he has 5 times more than I have, percentage-wise. So I have so much time on my hands. That's why I'm shooting the breeze here with my stupid stories. But that's wonderful. To be time affluent is one of the main keys, one of the ways to happiness, as opposed to those who are involved in these companies with a lot of work, a lot of things to do, to meet people, which can be rewarding quite often if they have a calling, they like what they do, not if they're just engaged in this rat race, hedonic treadmill, where they're just there because they say, okay, I will work hard and then I will get $1 million and I have a nice car and I'll be happy. But then they discover that that's not working. He has a nice car, but the neighbor has another car who's fancier. He only has a here, these, I have a pool, an SUV, and they're unhappy. But it's not just the test over tests for lottery winners and many thousands and hundreds of thousands now of participants in various tests confirm that. I'm laughing here because this is a case just next door. They have a pool, they have luxury SUVs, but they're unhappy. Well, they're also stupid, that's another thing. They keep coming outside and saying fellatio and whatever to the enemy team. And plus they keep working again on various things, changing tiles and colors. And true, because they made money through corrupt means, so they have bags of money that they have to throw around. I mean, with a state salary, to justify, I mean, to explain all there is there, visible, I'm not talking what's not, the safes and the money hidden in the floors and whatever, but just what is visible, it would take 340 years to justify that, this, and the... But they're unhappy, that's the point. It's not... they're causing me unhappiness because they keep drilling all the time, not for oil, just to add, I don't know, new televisions that are now, you see the boxes also, that's 2 meters across, and then another one which is white, but also in the sense that they place me in a quandary. I sometimes think, what do? I say nothing because it's not good to be a snitch, a rat, whatever. I mean, to just give people in and make them, cause them harm. But then on the other hand, what's the ethics? What's the responsibility? You can't fight corruption if you just do nothing or go to demonstrate. There were huge demonstrations, and that's wonderful. People went, hundreds of thousands, perhaps 500,000 at one point, demonstrating against corruption, because we're led, that's also true, by a gang of crooks, red clay criminals. But what do you do about the one you see right next door? You do nothing just because, it's not nice to do this, and you will know, and that's what it says. But you have to do something. I mean, that's how you clean the country, isn't it? So they place me now. But wealth is not the key. And if it is, it's time affluence.